what we finna do.
I ain't know. We haven't got no intro. Welcome, everybody. This is the Glaziar Gaming podcast with Mychal, Glaziar, and Joe Rybolt. It's up to you to decide which one of us is which because we are never going to reveal that information. This is episode 22. We've mentioned this before. If we can get to 50 subscribers by episode 30, we would like to do it live. So it's in your hands. It would be super fun to do that. So, let us know. We have a two-part podcast. This is part 2, which is our entertainment, heavily focused on Marvel section.
We're entertaining in our first one.
We are entertaining, but this is like the world of entertainment with Marvel and those sorts of things. Arcane. We actually have a lot of stuff from Disney Plus Day that we'd like to go over, like Spider Man No Way Home, the trailer, the second trailer. Hawkeye is coming out in a week. We have She-Hulk teaser, Moon Knight teaser, Miss Marvel delayed teaser, Echo, Agatha, Spider Man Freshman Year, X-Men 97, Marvel Zombies, I Am Groot, Ironheart, What If Season 2, Secret Invasion. We'd like to talk about The Witcher, TFT and League of Legends, Multiversus, and Arcane, as well as the Sinister Six. We have some information we'd like to talk there. So we got some good Marvel stuff, we got some Netflix stuff, we got some League of Legends and Riot stuff. So if you like any of that, if any of that sounds good to you, stick around. If that doesn't sound good to you, stick around because we're, not very attractive, but very entertaining. Let's jump into it. Let's start with Disney Plus Day. Let's go over all that super...
I just want to say right off the bat, Disney Plus Day was underwhelming for me.
Yeah.
I wanted minute teasers for at least the 3 shows.
24 seconds is not good enough for you?
Well, it was the 18th for She-Hulk. Moon Knight, luckily, was the longest at like 33. Yeah. And then Miss Marvel was like 20.
Yeah, I think that was the 24-second one.
Yeah.
We were so excited for it. We were thinking about doing its own separate thing on like Saturday or Sunday and releasing it, but it was so underwhelming. I figured you felt the same way.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it at all.
Nope.
We were just kind of like, meh. We'll talk about it on Thursday.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was so underwhelming. It's exciting
because we were comparing it to Disney Investors Day,
which
in like March, which was amazing.
Huge.
We got news. We got, all right, this person's gonna be in here. This person's gonna be in here. This person's gonna be here. I wish.
Yeah, Tom Holland. But yeah, it was super underwhelming. The best part, obviously, which was not even part of Disney Plus Day, was the Spider Man No Way Home trailer,
which dropped on Tuesday.
So that wasn't even part of Disney Plus Day, and that was more exciting than all of Disney Plus Day combined.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of like Pixar and Disney Plus. They release things like the new Baymax show that's coming out, and a bunch of other stuff. And even that added in wasn't as exciting as this No Way Home.
It wasn't.
There is some stuff Disney-wise that is very cool and exciting that's coming out, like Baymax Plus, and Encanto is coming out. I want to see that really bad. It's superpowers or like mystical powers, but it's also brightly colored, good music, so I'm very excited for it. But yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home. Do you want to break that down now? Let's just do it right off the bat, rip off the Band-Aid.
It's gonna be a long little bit here.
That's okay.
All right, we'll do this and we'll go right into the Sinister Six talk, and then we'll go into
the rest of Disney Plus.
Yeah, we'll do the Spider Man Freshman Year. Spider-Man Freshman Year. Let's talk about that one thing since we're talking about Spider-Man. It is MCU.
Yep.
It's going to be animated, but it is MCU.
And canon.
Yep. So, freshman year, I don't know what that means. Does that mean high school? Probably not.
Probably college.
It could talk about him getting bit, but I don't know if...
I don't think they would do a prequel.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm excited.
Similar with how X-Men 97 is going to be continued from the past or from the previous show. I think Freshman Year is going to be a sequel of what's already happened. Yeah. It'll be continued.
Yeah. I'm all for them expanding their animated market when it comes to Disney projects. So yeah, very cool for that.
I want to see a mixture of animations too. I want to see Into the Spider-Verse style. I want to see What If style. I would love to see some Arcane style animation in the MCU. Yeah. I get that those shows would take longer to create, but they're better shows.
I mean, Marvel did do that run of League of Legends comics, so they have that connection. I mean,
so they should be able to hire the same animators, since most animators are hired on 6-month contracts. Yeah. They should be able to hire the same animators and get some good Marvel content and animated. So, I think I don't know too much about Freshman Year, but I think
I don't either. It was very brief, much like everything else.
I think that's where they're going to bring in
Disney+
Miles or Gwen, one of the next Spider people.
Sure.
The other big Spider-Man thing, though, is No Way Home, and the trailer came out. It's so cool.
We got a lot that we wanted.
Tom Holland almost spoiled something while he was doing the live watch party.
Yeah.
He went, when's the... And then, like, he caught himself and he went back, and then Zendaya was like...
And yeah, Jacob Batalon was like...
Like, don't, dude.
Like, I'm gonna act like you didn't almost spoil something.
Yeah.
So
Tom Holland almost did it again.
Pulled a Ruffalo.
Would have been funny.
Yeah.
Well, pulled a Tom Holland.
Yeah, Ruffalo pulled the Holland, and then Holland pulled the Ruffalo. So
I would watch that.
Yeah. Let's talk about the one thing. If you haven't seen the trailer, go watch the trailer.
Don't.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. That's what you usually say.
Spoiler alert.
So we get the Doc Ock fighting. That's the big thing. You got the Doc Ock fighting Peter Parker, and then he's like, "You're not Peter Parker."
Right. Yeah.
So that's something that we were kind of confused about.
Because they weren't the way they edited the first trailer and like the teasers was it made you weren't sure if he was talking to our Peter.
Yeah. But, so he's like, "You're not Peter Parker." So,
and now it was clarified that they will be talking like in a calm manner. Doc Ock is in Doctor Strange's basement, which makes me think that
I think he's in the cube thing.
Right, but he's in their basement, like when he's talking to them. Because when they cut back to them and they're like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Dr. Otto Octavius," and they laugh at him. They're in his basement.
They're in a basement
that looks like Doctor Strange's basement.
Oh, it looks like.
It looks like Doctor Strange's.
Look it up.
It looks like Doctor Strange's basement to me. Where they've been in every teaser and every trailer.
Yeah. Look it up. I've seen theories everywhere.
Well, yeah. Marvel fan theories are never correct.
Oh, it's Mephisto.
If you throw 1,000 darts at a dartboard, eventually one dartboard hits.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's really good. So it's interesting. It seems to me that Dr. Octavius's goal is potentially going to be to help them reset the universe because he also probably understands the weight of what's happening.
Yeah, Doctor Strange mentions that these are all people that have died to Spider-Men,
and their destiny is to die.
Yeah, is to die to the Spider-Man, and our Peter Parker wants to save them. And that's
right. And it seems as if it's going to be Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange and resetting it.
Yeah,
which is very interesting. I did not expect that.
Yeah, and then I don't know what.
Which is why we know Peter Parker's going to win. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a multiverse of madness.
Yeah. So,
spoiler alert.
I don't know. The one big question mark from the trailer is, well, first of all, it's cool. The Doc Ock eventually gets the nanotech going up. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's super cool. And then I don't know. You get the new shots of Electro, which upgrades people.
I took screenshots to like a bunch of screenshots so that I could break it down myself and look. Electro looks cool, and at one point he says, "You're not going to take this away from me," which means he either is a version of Electro that was part of the old, like the blue Electro, and likes this version better, or this is a version of Electro that never got those electric powers and wants to keep them.
Right.
So I'm thinking it would be cool if it was one that used to be blue and now he gets the yellow, where he actually gets to stay human.
Looking. And then Sandman, which was a question mark because we didn't see Sandman die in Spider-Man 3.
Sandman looked like the Mummy.
Yeah, we didn't see Sandman die in Spider-Man 3. Like, he just drifts off into the thing. So eventually, down the line, does Sandman die in Tobey Maguire's universe? Possibly.
Maybe. If all of their destinies is to die to Spider-Man, then yes.
So...
And Lizard gets punched by an invisible person.
Yeah, due to the Brazilian
And in the American version, that part was edited out. Yeah. Which, as we know, just like Hulk was edited out of...
he was actual Hulk, but he was in Hulkbuster.
Right, yeah. So they've edited things in trailers before to throw you off. That was an oopsie. That was definitely...
Yeah, the Brazilian cut,
That was definitely they edited out Toby or Andrew... So, in my opinion, it's confirmed the other spiders will be there.
Yeah.
And Electro is fighting one spider, Tom Holland's going after Sandman, and the other spider's going at...
The other spider gets punched by somebody.
Punches Lizard.
So...
It was very cool. Then there was a screenshot I took of I'm not sure if we
big question
saw
mark
this
too.
specific police company before.
The big question mark too is when Doctor Strange was like, "They're coming. I can't stop them."
I've said that before.
Yeah.
The DODC. Do we know who that is?
Permanent Damage Control.
Okay.
That is what Adrian Toomes worked for.
Okay,
The
because
Vulture worked for.
that is
Permanent Damage
who
Control.
that is who shows up, and nobody was really talking about that. But that's the people that show up.
Yeah,
in the trailer.
they're the ones that were cleaning up after the Chitauri invasion in New York. Adrian Toomes, Mac Gargan, like that crew. Shocker,
Vulture,
Scorpion.
Sandman, Electro, Green Goblin, Doc Ock. Are we missing?
Lizard.
And Lizard. There's your 6.
I mean, you've also been teased. Mysterio,
Mephisto,
Venom.
Venom. But
I
Venom's
know-
a good guy now.
Yeah.
I don't think Venom's gonna be evil.
There's a lot of like Hobgoblin things. Everyone thinks Ned Leeds.
He's supposed to.
Jacob Batalong, Ned Leeds.
He's
is gonna
supposed
be Hobgoblin.
He's probably gonna see these other universes' goblins, and it's always Peter's best friend,
Yeah.
and understand. And he might even talk to Norman Osborn at some point. And
Yeah.
Norman might be the one to convince him.
Yeah. So
Also, there's a screenshot that I took of Green Goblin flying in, maskless.
no mask.
And
Yeah.
it does not look like Willem Dafoe at all.
But it doesn't look like like Jacob Batalon either.
No.
So-
I assume it will, and I don't think it's James Franco, because I think James Franco is not going to get
he's
any
not gonna
jobs in
get a job
Marvel
anymore. And even just in general.
in general. So I think it's the dude from Andrew
Amazing
Garfield's
Spider-Man, yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man, who's also in that one superhero movie we watched where he dies. It was actually pretty decent. One word. The movie was one word. Quantum or with
It was a movie or an adult film?
both,
Oh.
depending on how you feel about it.
Oh. Buried?
Chronicle.
We
We went and saw Chronicle, which they're coming out with a second one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was him. I had to.
Yeah, that's the one person he hasn't talked about it at all.
And he has a movie coming out, so it's cross advertising for himself. I think that'll help him get more roles. I think it's definitely him.
Yeah.
And he's a very good actor.
And that would be all the villains
There you go.
from the other Spider-Mans. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I think people have talked about Venom. I do think Venom's going to come in and not like Spider-Man, but I don't think he's going to be like a
I don't
true
think they're gonna save it. They might do a teaser or a mid-credit scene with Venom. I think they're gonna do a mid-credit scene with Venom, and then it's gonna be like a teaser on what happens for Venom 3.
There is a version of a black-suited Spider-Man in this movie, though.
Yeah.
I don't think Venom's going to show up in the movie. I think he'll be a credit scene.
Yeah, I think it'll be a credit scene, and then I think there will also be another credit scene with possibly the other Spider-Man, and then it'll end with Andrew Garfield will return in The Amazing Spider-Man 3, or Tobey Maguire will return in Spider-Man 4, and that's what I'm hoping.
both.
Or both. I'm hoping that's what happens.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I would like that a lot. Overall, this movie looks like it's not only going to be huge, but I think it's going to be a must-see.
Absolutely.
More than just Marvel fans, I think it's going to be like a must-see movie. Yeah. It's not just going to be that all these big directors across Hollywood are just shitting on superhero movies right now. Scorsese. There was another guy recently that say that they suck. Christopher Nolan showed you that superhero movies can be some of the best movies ever with Dark Knight.
Yeah.
So superhero movies just have to be done right. And this looks like one of those movies that has a good story. It's not just relying on special effects and action scenes like Black Widow. So, I just have to get my Black Widow jab in there.
It's not, and like the story looks well written out the whole time. Like the story from start to finish looks really good. I'm like Venom and Eternal. So, yeah, the length of the movie with the plot of the story is gonna like go inside. It's not gonna be too short like Venom or too long like Eternal. So
yeah, too long like Simu Liu. But yeah, anyway, it looks super good, and I'm gonna pick it apart. I think with all this hype, it's gonna be hyper analyzed. The more they've built it up, people are gonna try to break it down. The things I care about the most, which right now make me nervous, is the lighting. I think the lighting looks a little off. Which might be different when the movie actually comes out. And then I care a lot about soundtrack. The score and the soundtrack is what I care about a lot.
Spider-Man movies typically do really well when it comes to a soundtrack,
Right.
so I'm excited for that.
And costumes. I like
things
costumes.
things I care about. Costumes for one. The introduction of the other guys.
Oh yeah,
you know
yeah.
what
The
I mean?
connection to other stories.
Yeah. So the other guys and
Well,
what their role.
not
the
that
other,
movie. That's like Will Ferrell or something.
Oh yeah, no. The other Spider-Man and their influence on this movie. That's what I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
So,
And I hope we get to see Tom Holland's nude scene.
yeah. With Andrew Garfield and Toby.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
really hope Tom makes a comment about Andrew Garfield looking really old, and Andrew makes a comment about Tom Holland looking like he's 14.
Yeah.
I want that bad.
What I wanted there to be like their web run or something like them saying like, oh, eventually our webs run out, and then Toby Maguire's like, what? Like,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. With that, like, it comes out of you? Like, what? It comes
Gross.
out of you? Like, Andrew Garfield's is 100% like,
Mechanical.
I mean, same with Tom Holland's, but Tom Holland's still got, like, he still has the Spidey sense.
Right,
stuff.
and he has his, like, jars of sperm that he has.
Yeah. And then I want the scene where they're by a van, and it's the, like, that. I want that
too.
so much. They have to do that.
If all three are in the movie, which pretty sure they will be, I really hope that they have.
Yeah.
maybe it's a joke about they're like
yeah
trying to like maybe they're unsure of each other, so they're pointing like a standoff.
Yeah, they have to do that.
Yeah,
they have to do that.
Yeah, I don't know what else we could really say about it, but
it's gotta be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get tickets like as soon as I can.
Oh yeah,
and just lock in.
We've gone to every Marvel movie and not a single one has been packed. I fully expect this one to be full. Anyway, let's keep going with some Disney Plus Day stuff, though.
Okay.
Next thing we have on our list was Hawkeye, which starts in a week.
Yeah.
We got a little bit about what that's supposed to look like. We got an HD shot from the show and the poster.
We got a poster of the dog.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Space dog. Lucky the space dog.
Lucky the dog, man.
Lucky the big red dog.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's Lucky. I think Hawkeye's dog's name is Lucky. So,
but we also learned that his primary goal, he believes that Kate is a problem. He wants to fix her problem so that he can get back to his family.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's getting chased by people in his past.
Yeah,
because of her.
Yeah. So, but we also saw
they're both wearing purple.
Yeah, we saw the people who got to view it yesterday, like the early access yesterday. Yeah. Early access yesterday, and they said like something like the Marvel fans are gonna eat up the first couple scenes or whatever. So
at the very beginning, it just throws you right in.
Yeah, very excited, and with the possible cameos coming in the later
I don't think
episodes.
they wear camo. I think it's like bright purple.
No, camel toes.
Camel toe. Okay, yeah, probably Jeremy Renner's is really
Yeah, no, the possible cameo, possibly Wilson Fisk we might see later, possibly an Echo. Excited.
Echo's another show that they announced.
It is.
In Disney Plus.
Yeah, it is. Very similar to almost Daredevil's skill set, but...
No, yeah, Echo's another show they announced on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Echo's another show. But yeah, so it should be in Hawkeye, and I think... Oh, another thing with Spider Man is apparently we got some sort of confirmation that Charlie Cox will be in it in a different manner than Daredevil, so probably as a lawyer.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. We got some other Disney Plus Day stuff to talk about. She-Hulk and Miss Marvel, the two powerful women. Let's talk about them.
She-Hulk trailer looked good. We didn't get much. We didn't get much of it. It's just like, I'm Jennifer Walters.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. And then Mark Ruffalo's Smart Hulk is talking to Tatiana Maslany's Jennifer Walters, and like she's in like a cage,
and his arm is not injured.
His arm's okay, but she's in like a cage. So I don't know what is that in the comics. There's a blood transfusion. She was dying. He needed to.
Right, and at one point he's telling her like, "This is what your powers come from. They come from rage."
Yeah.
And to me, it seems like he was helping her. She's in the cage so that she's like restrained.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's versions of the comics where she's stronger than Hulk,
yeah.
and there's versions where she's weaker. So
yeah,
I think they'll go with she's stronger.
Absolutely.
Just that's the trend they're going. I think she'll be stronger than Hulk. So I don't think that cage will do anything.
We've also seen Hulk not be Hulk
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. So
until World War Hulk, where I fully expect
World War Hulk. I mean,
I expect him to kill someone.
He should fight this. So you got Titania. You got Abomination.
I'm so excited for She-Hulk. Like, it's one of those shows where when I think about all the things and all the people that are in it, I get more excited.
Yeah.
And I like a lot of the actors that are in it. Charlie Cox is probably going to be in it.
Yeah, in lawyer form.
In lawyer form.
You know, I mean, Jennifer Walters is a lawyer herself, so.
Barbara Walters is in it? She interviewed
I said Jennifer Walters.
You said it, yeah.
Okay.
My brain,
Yeah.
So whenever people say things, the way my brain works, which is not only a sign of ADHD, but it's just a sign of many things. Every word,
Dementia.
basically every word I hear, I think of like 30 things that relate to it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can restrain myself from saying it. I was having a conversation with my parents the other day. Can't remember what my dad said, but he said something. I just blurted out the first word that came to my mind, and both my parents and my wife stopped and looked at me like,
what? And you're like, oh, sorry.
and I sat there and I was like, I'm sorry. That was just the first thing that came to my head. And then they were completely lost at what they were saying. And I'm sitting there like you said, Jennifer Walters, my Barbara Walters interview, but like, I thought of everything else. Focus.
The box.
Yeah, this is the box.
Get in it.
Yeah. But anyway, She-Hulk should be amazing. I fully expect her to be super powerful. I wish it would have been longer than 30. I wish it would have been longer. I say that every day of my life, and I really wish it would have been longer.
Yeah.
Same with Miss Marvel, which...
Miss Marvel, they didn't show any powers. They showed a little scene where she's like dancing, and then there's like
and she's dressed up.
Yeah, she's like dancing and like looks like a high school dance or something, and then just there's like a bright purple light. That's all they show.
And they show her like falling from a building or something.
Yeah, but they don't show anything about her powers.
Probably because they're reshooting it right now.
Yeah.
I think that confirmed it. They are recasting or reshooting it and giving her powers.
Yeah, giving her powers.
Giving her powers. Which I put in the thumbnail. I removed her gauntlet in our thumbnail last week. I don't know if for those of you that looked at the video last week, I removed her gauntlet in the editing. So.
Yeah, I don't. She doesn't need the gauntlets. We get a taste of She-Hulk. That's the one powers we see.
Yep.
I get. Oh, it's be a little bit of Moon Knight, but yeah, we see like she's her like back and then like her green arms or whatever.
Yeah.
So you get a little taste. She's got her like purple and white. I think it was like purple and white, like her actual costume.
I've been crying for more comic book costumes.
Right.
I want bright colors. Like when I see Hawkeye in purple, when I see She-Hulk with her bright
Kate
purple,
Bishop's
like
looks right.
Kate Bishop's is like a pinkish purple, like a magenta almost.
Right.
And
Hawkeye's wasn't ever purple. Scarlet Witch got a same look but darker, a little bit darker,
more maroon than bright red, which I get
great.
that, especially with her going to be more like on the dark side.
Sam Wilson's looked great.
Right. So I want them to keep continuing on this trend. Shang-Chi would have liked him to be a little brighter, but I understand why they did what they did.
Yeah.
Same with Wong. I would like him to be brighter, but Doctor Strange's looks pretty good. And anyway, tangent, but love the costumes. Speaking of costumes, because it's been kind of a little thing, Moon Knight, we got a teaser for.
Yeah,
as well.
we got longest amount of time, and if you pick apart these 33 seconds, you can see some creepy stuff in it. And I don't know if that's like he's kind of creeping around a museum. It looks like there's ancient artifacts. There's like mummies. The
museum is also where the leak was. He was in a museum during the leak when the costume leaked.
Okay.
If you look in the background, he's in a museum.
Yeah, so that's where they're shooting or whatever. I don't know. It looks like there's something following him around, and he looks like he's hiding and he's like seeing things.
My thought, because Moon Knight has multiple dissociative identity
Spector
disorder.
is his main. Mark Spector is his main thing, and he's got two other ones.
Which I find the disorder fascinating, just in a real life standpoint, psychology standpoint. However, Moon Knight has it. I think that was a portrayal of one of his personalities following him.
You don't think it's Khonshu?
It could be Khonshu,
like,
but I would love if they
psyching
went
him out.
with a more... Yeah, so that's the sort of thing. Like, it could be that.
Khonshu is inevitably trying to take him over.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited for that. You get a little glimpse of him like jumping over a building. So, I mean, that's sweet looking too.
And I loved the support when it came out. Twitter was all over it. Like I try not to get all like a bunch of my news from Twitter. I try to make sure I read articles and all sorts of things. But that day, Twitter was all for. They were posting screenshots of the comic books of Moon Knight.
Yeah.
People were just all for support of Moon Knight. Which, as somebody who's loved Moon Knight for years, it was cool to see.
Yeah, I mean it's like a struggle. I mean, my favorite part is like, his struggle versus Khonshu until inevitably he's like, I don't need you. Like you don't. For lack of a better term, you don't fucking exist. Like,
right.
And so that's what I want to say. I'm gonna guess that's the majority of it's gonna be like his struggle,
internal struggle.
Yeah, and you don't know which. You're gonna have to learn which is Mark Spector or the other two.
He has a very big like there's a whole series of comics with him and Punisher.
Oh yeah.
I would love.
I would. Blade is supposed to show up, but Punisher's right in that mix
because it's going like that
too.
dark, creepy. I think Punisher. This is a perfect time to bring John Bernthal back.
Exactly. I agree.
I think this is where we see John Bernthal come back. Charlie Cox will be coming back in Spider Man and She-Hulk. I think John Bernthal's coming back in Moon Knight, which is where I also think Blade will be coming in.
There's supposed to be. I mean, Kristen Ritter's Jessica Jones possibly could be in She-Hulk too.
I think Jessica Jones is either going to come in She-Hulk,
Private Eye,
or I think she's going to be coming in a movie coming out. I think they're going to bring in those three. I think all three are coming back.
Yeah. And then I mean, they're February. They already said that they're branding a new, new person's getting the Iron Fist. So I think that's what they want to do. They want to get away from Danny Rand and the Netflix portrayal of Danny Rand, and they give Iron Fist.
I don't know why.
Give Iron Fist to someone new and bring them in. So
okay,
possibly in Shang-Chi too.
Okay, yeah. I'm excited for the new Iron Fist. Hopefully they do it right this time.
Yeah.
And they pick an actor who's willing to do the martial arts training. Next, we talked about this in a previous episode. Agatha Harkness. Yeah. Will be
I heard that they wanted to put they wanted the title of the show to be Harkness, like start it with Harkness, but then they eventually decided it was going to be Agatha all along.
We talked about this before, so we're not going to go into it, but Catherine Hahn said, I don't know about that one, hun, is what she said in an interview when talking about it, and now it came out, yeah, she's... yeah. I love Catherine Hahn, so awesome.
I'm sure it's going to be a prequel. I don't know how much, unless she snaps
It'll
out of
probably
her...
be like when she was in History.
Yeah, or else it's her snapping out of her... where she's at now.
Or somebody helping her. Maybe because it's probably going to come out after Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. Maybe it's somebody who, one of the villains, like a Mephisto, snapping her out.
Oh, got it.
Could be something like that. Yeah. Another thing, X-Men 97. We touched on that a little bit. We touched on each other a little bit. X-Men 97 is coming out. It's going to be a sequel of the animated show, the older one. Yeah. And it's going to continue. And it sounds like it will be canon, which I'm all for it.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta...
X-Men are like the best thing about Marvel. It's a controversial take, but X-Men is like the best. The best.
Yeah.
You have some of the best characters in all of Marvel are part of the X-Men universe. Yeah. Villains, heroes, even the little ones, like the less popular ones like Angel or Toad are sick. Yeah. So right, they're just so cool. Right. Some of the weird
Agent
ones.
Zero.
Agent Zero was cool for a little bit. What was the guy? Who did Will.i.am play? Do you remember his name?
I don't know the name of his character.
Yeah, I can't remember. But his
Sabretooth grabs his spine.
Yeah. So Sabretooth is sick.
Leaf Schreiber's Sabretooth is sick.
Find somebody that does it well. That'd be sweet. But yeah, Magneto, Mystique. There's just so many good X-Men, and I think it's gonna be good. Obviously I want to watch every one of these new shows that come out, but sometimes you don't have the time. That's one of those ones I will be making the time to watch. It's going to be so good. The old X-Men 97 is currently on Disney Plus, so you can catch up now. I think that's great current like cross marketing, like check out what we already have.
It's gonna have, it's gonna be better graphics. It's gonna be similar. I hope to like.
And it was very Wolverine centric back then.
What if? Like I hope it's like more what if kind of style.
It's like episodic, like where each episode tells a new story.
No, just the art. I think the art. Okay. The art back then was very like. Is different, So.
Yeah, almost as if everything is hand drawn because everything has like a black outline, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
They'll update the graphics. speaking of what if, you just mentioned Marvel Zombies is going to be its own thing.
Yeah.
We were kind of, controversial talking about that. I wasn't a big fan of the Zombies episode. I thought it was good, not great.
Yeah, there was a lot of, like, in regards to just, me watching The Walking Dead or, like, other zombie shows, the logic behind Marvel's Zombies doesn't 100% make sense.
Not consistent.
So, I'm curious to see what they do, because...
The comic series was interesting. The What If episode was really not that great.
Yeah. So...
It was majority of people's top 2 episodes, so I get why they chose to do it, but... I gotta see more before I make a judgment, but as of right now, my expectations are really low, which means I'll probably enjoy it. Another thing, this has been talked about forever. Both Ironheart and I Am Groot have been talked about, hinted at, rumored for years. Ironheart, Riri Williams, I believe they casted this a while back.
They did cast her, yeah.
So,
I don't know who's actually playing.
That's gonna
supposed to come out in Armor Wars, which we haven't heard
anything
much
about.
No. We know.
I put a screenshot of Armor Wars, the original leak of it, forever ago,
in it.
like 10 episodes ago, maybe even like in our first 5 episodes.
Yeah,
I put a screenshot from it, and
we basically just know that Rhodey's in it, and Riri Williams is supposed to come in there.
I'm not sure too much about it, but don't want to speculate. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
And then I Am Groot sounds like it's going to be just a Groot story for the most part. What If Season 2 was confirmed, and then we got talk about Secret Invasion.
Yeah, so basically all we got was another disappointing, which they're holding this one kind of close to their chest. There's a lot of things that could be happening with Secret Invasion, but basically all they gave us was a still image of older Nick Fury. Or grizzled, I should say grizzled Nick Fury.
With his eye.
Yeah, his eyes have opened, he's got like a big gray beard, so... that's basically all we got for that. There's a lot rumored to be in there. Emilia Clarke's in there.
I'm not excited for it. Well, I'm trying to be excited for it, but I hate the Skrulls.
I'm sure it'll be fantastic, but I just don't know.
Fantastic.
Mm.
I'm not a big fan of the Skrulls, so I'm sure it'll be well done, but it's one of the ones, like, in terms of excitement, it's way down there for me.
Miss Marvel's probably the bottom for me right now.
If they completely redo her powers,
it'll
jump way up.
Hashtag fix Miss Marvel.
I like doing lists and that sort of thing. I did a full list of what I'm most excited for on Twitter in order. So if you want to check that out, at Glaziar Gaming. We already talked about the Sinister Six, and that was it for Disney Plus Day. That was a lot of information. I hope you liked it. If you didn't see Disney Plus Day, I really hope that gave you the information that you would have gotten, and in a shorter amount of time. Let's jump to our miscellaneous section.
Okay.
Henry Cavil, The Witcher.
Yeah.
7 seasons is their goal.
That's
and
their
he says,
goal.
I am committed to that 7 season.
Yeah, here's
goal.
another thing. Do you know when The Witcher Season 2 drops?
Soon.
December 17th.
Yeah.
What else drops on December 17th?
Spider Man No Way Home.
Yeah. They could have picked a better day for that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, saw that.
Well, it's going to be a week by week, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just because every new streaming show does that. And people will just watch Witcher in the morning and then go see Spider-Man at night.
Yeah. Another thing is during the first season of The Witcher, Henry Cavill got $400,000 an episode.
Yeah.
This new season of The Witcher, he's getting paid $1 million.
I was going to say he's probably at 1 or 1. My head says 1.1.
Yeah. So yeah, good for him.
What a surprise. Everybody wants him. It costs $100,000 to bring him to an event like Comic-Con.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
Yeah.
He gets a ton of money per episode and wants to do Captain Britain.
Yeah,
now.
he wants to do Captain Britain. He was asked, I've seen all the mock-ups of Captain Britain, and he's like, I feel like it'd be really cool to do a different rendition of that character. So
yeah. He's also very cool off screen. He's a very good actor. He takes it very seriously. So whatever he wants to do, if he thinks he can do 7 seasons of Witcher and Captain Britain, I'm all for it.
And Superman, hopefully.
DC
Did you know that he almost
reset button.
He almost missed his Superman audition because he was raiding on WoW.
Awesome.
He's a true nerd like us.
Oh yeah.
So
that's why I like when Patton Oswalt is in these sorts of things, because he's also a true nerd.
Yeah.
And Patton Oswalt does D&D campaigns every week.
Yeah. Speaking of D&D campaigns,
we're starting our own.
Starting our own.
Yeah, I'm thinking about either streaming it or putting it on YouTube or something.
Okay, yeah, that'd be fun. Fun.
I think maybe just stream it. Yeah. Could be fun.
I am playing a gnome warlock named Bungducker Cocklebottom.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm a Furbolg Ranger.
Nice.
Umakias Moss Breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Should be fun. If you want to catch that, we'll be streaming it on Twitch, twitch.tv/Glaziar. And then if it gets some views, I'll put it on YouTube and make sure that other people can see it that want to see it. So anyway, next thing we want to talk about, you had some news on the Will of Smiths.
yeah. So apparently Will Smith was talking with Kevin Feige and finding him a Marvel role. But he said he wants to be. So it sounds like he wants to be in a big role for a long period of time, like for like a 10-year period. He wants to be.
Where you get a huge payout and usually royalties.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
During the break here, I was trying to think of what I would want Will Smith to play, because apparently Blue Marvel is the big one.
What everyone.
Which last time he dressed up as a blue character, it was not very popular.
I don't remember that movie. I saw it, but I don't remember it.
I never saw that movie. I have not watched a live action Disney movie since Cinderella, because the live action ones suck. So anyway, Will Smith, I don't know. Blue Marvel, sure.
That's what everyone's saying. But is that a big enough role for him?
We'll find out. I don't really think of anything that I'd want him in. So if they don't go with him, I don't think I'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
But if they do go with him, I'm sure they'll pick the right role. So TFT. It is a game I have streamed. It's a game that I have edited 2 videos. I just haven't posted them yet on YouTube. Super fun. Teamfight Tactics.
Based off the new set they just released, which is based off the Arcane gizmos and gadgets.
Most of you that watch this probably have seen Arcane, or a lot of
Hopefully
you
you should.
It's probably the best show, the best series I've watched in 2021.
I was watching episode 5. Taylor was playing games with her friend. She's back here. Taylor's playing games with her friend. Taylor's playing games with her friend behind me. And I stopped mid episode 5. I took my headset off because I was listening, because she was playing games. I was listening on the headset, and I turned it on and I was like, "This is one of the best shows I've ever seen."
Oh yeah.
And she's like,
so
"I'm glad
good.
you think that," and I was like, "Yeah."
And my wife is now watching it with me.
Yeah.
So I've watched it all the way through, except the next act comes out tomorrow. Final act comes out tomorrow. Yeah, it's depressing. But my wife and I, we watched the first episode together, and when we were done, she looked at me. She goes, "That was so good."
Yeah.
So my wife doesn't play video games. She's not into League of Legends. She's not a nerd in basically any sense of the word. Loved it. So if you haven't seen it, I recommend it. But anyway, that's Riot/League of Legends content. The new set of Teamfight Tactics is based on that show. They just released a new game mode called Double Up, where you can play as a duo. And we have been playing that.
Yeah.
We're the best in the world.
Yeah. We're so good.
We're so good.
Yeah. Outside of our losses, we've never lost.
Outside of the ones that we've lost, we've just demolished.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you play Teamfight Tactics, the Challenger is insane, and I want to make Yordles work.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. Not a lot of people go Yordles. And here's the thing, though. All these champions are put in, like, a pool, right?
Yep.
So, like, there's only a set amount of champions that you can acquire. Yordle breaks that boundary.
Yep. Just like Hellions in the last set.
Yeah. So, Yordle breaks that boundary. You can there's more Yordles in the pot because Yordle.
If you get 3 Yordles by like round 3, you will probably have 6 3-stars by the end of it.
Yeah. So
because once they're 3 stars, they don't roll that. You don't get it.
So
it seems like it'd be so good, but
just gotta figure out how to make it work. Now a lot of people go Yordle. So.
And even if somebody else does go Yordle, because of that mechanic, you can still end up with a good set.
Yeah.
So anyway, TFT, super fun, and the new set is based on Arcane.
It's awesome. We played a game last night where we both sucked in the early game. I carried through the mid game, and you carried through the late game, and then we just don't call it a comeback. We've been last position, very bottom. And we've just boom, worked our way up.
That's the way our friend Sam plays every game.
Yeah.
Sits in last place and then boom, shoots up. And then I told him, I was like, that's what you do. And he's like, oh, that's not what I do. That's what he does every game.
Yeah. So,
Sam, I know that you watch. That's what you do every game. But Challenger is what I did when I carried at the end. Their Challenger is a really good late game set. Anyway, we talked about Arcane. That's based on Arcane. last act 2 that we watched. That was so good. Have you finished it?
Oh yeah, I watched it. I watched it on Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah. So
It's
on Monday.
there's a time jump between Act 1 and Act 2. It's a little different than the lore used to be, or a lot different, I should say. If you ever read old lore, this is very different. But it's still really good.
Lore thing.
Yeah, they used to have a whole lore department, and they had the Journals of Justice before that. It was amazing. Anyway, it's super good. It's LGBT friendly. It's just, I don't know. I can't think of enough generic compliments to make about it. It's just so good.
Here's a compliment. I was thinking about this the other day. Jinx is what Harley Quinn wishes she could be.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I think what they're doing, like, with Jinx's mental state is 10 times better than, say, and no fault to Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, but
You kind of
Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn.
Yeah. 100%. They portray, maybe that's because of the advantage you get in animation, but the way they portray it is just perfect.
Yeah. Because she almost, like, loses sense of what's going around her because she's in her head.
Flashbacks, it's PTSD. It's a visual representation of her PTSD, which has caused her to have this psychosis that makes her the way she is.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So good. And it ended on a cliffhanger. I watched the teaser for Act 3, which comes out tomorrow. I think it's...
A lot of sexual tension in this couple.
Yeah. And sex.
Yeah.
There was sex in the second act.
Yeah.
Oh. It's for adult...
Not what we wanted. Not
the sex we wanted, no.
No, it was between one of the characters we wanted, but not another one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I wanted, Jace Heimer.
Oh my god.
But anyway, it's really good. I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. If you have seen it, let us know what you think about it, because I think it's the best series I've seen in... I can't even remember the last series I watched that I was this happy to watch and excited for. Maybe The Witcher.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing I've watched since The Witcher.
Yeah.
Last thing, you put on Multiversus. It's our last topic.
Multiversus.
Yep.
So Super Smash Brothers released their last character.
Oh, the game Multiverse.
Multiversus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they released their last character in Sora. Not to be confused with Sona from League of Legends.
Or Sorin from Guardians of Ga'Hoole.
Yeah. So Warner Brothers Games announced, we talked about this a little while back, there wasn't a name for it yet, I don't believe, but they are calling it Multiversus.
Yeah.
And it's characters in their universe.
Yep. They released their initial roster.
Yeah, but they added a new one today. They announced the game. They've got, they got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, Steven Universe, Adventure Time.
Garnet is a big one from Steven Universe that's in it.
Let's see who else you got. Bugs Bunny. LeBron James was supposed to be downloadable
LeBron James is a DLC rumor. Rick and Morty are DLC rumors.
They're in it. They're confirmed. No, yeah, Rick.
They weren't in the image I saw.
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry, and then original character Ryan Dog.
Okay.
Ryan Dog. New one today that was trending on Twitter. Arya Stark.
Yeah. Yep.
From Game of Thrones.
Yep.
So you can just imagine
any HBO products available.
Yeah. Any LeBron James is coming out and beating the shit out of Arya Stark.
It makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like when they do MLK in Fortnite.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just...
We'll have to see how.
Which I heard Ariana Grande is going to be in Fortnite now.
They do so many things.
They do so many weird things. But
Spider Man's going to have his time.
Like Bugs Bunny just destroying Arya Stark.
Yeah,
it's going to be weird.
Shaggy killing Superman.
Yeah, which I heard that Shaggy is already the most people are that's who everybody wants to play.
Ultimate
as
Instinct.
Shaggy.
Ultimate Instinct. Shaggy.
I probably won't play it. I might.
It's free to play.
If it's free to play, then maybe I'll play it. But it's not for Switch. And Switch is where I would want to play it.
Yeah.
Or PC, maybe.
PC. Yeah.
PC and Switch.
We get on PC. I'll become I don't know who I've made.
Arya Stark.
Wonder Woman. Harley Quinn. No, I don't know. Arya Stark.
None of the characters seemed super interesting to me.
Yeah. Shaggy.
Right. And it's like, everybody's gonna want to play Shaggy, and I don't know, just the character choices that they have. Honestly, the Nickelodeon fighting verse looks more interesting to me. So it looks cool. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it won't. Yeah. Anything else that you want to talk about? That's all I got.
No.
Wonderful. Thank you. If you stuck around this long, that means you enjoyed it, right? Either that or you forgot that you clicked this and you've been letting it run in the background. If so, you might have let your water running. Just want to check on that. But if you did like it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. We did mention it. If we can get to 50 subscribers by episode 30, we'll do it live. And it'll be a big one then, so I would love if we could do that. And I just want you to want to set that goal and create a reason to do so, which if we can get 50 subscribers, I think that's a great reason. Again, check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/Glaziar if you want to see us play some games. And we have a gaming channel at Glaziar Gaming on YouTube. Other than that, outside of all that wonderfully placed advertisements of our own stuff, go out there in the world, make a difference. You look great today. GG.
GG.